Juice, how many bets you have yesterday?
14.
Okay. And today?
11.
Psh, rookie. I had 27 bets today. That's right. I was feeling it. And I got a feeling that my Pickett's going to be pleased when I wake up tomorrow. Got to guess why?
Because you bet on the American League?
It's because I found my new good JuJu hat. It was trapped under a recliner fold in our backyard patio chair. That's right, folks. With our all-new line of sick lids and an absolutely banger new website, check it out, goodjujubets.net. Good JuJu apparel has ramped up not only my summer swag, but my performance has been bumped up as well. Same day I found my hat, I happened to put together a little three-legger cubby parlay with Ian Happ to go deep. It banged. If you want to hit bangers and look banging, check out goodjujubets.net and head over to the shop tab. Good juju to your bets, everybody.
We can't lose. No, we can't lose.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Gambling gods, fickle bunch.
Oh, yeah.
So easily
We
offended.
have a shooter and a good one coming out for a new point. Get your bets down, ladies and gentlemen. He's a rolling point is 9, place 9. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
They bet on absolutely anything. Don't make them prove it.
And I went there with my little girlfriend, Mahi. She's still crude. Her skin was designed by NASA. She can re-enter the atmosphere without burning up. I'm sorry, I have to do that.
You're tuned in to Gambling with Good Juju.
Welcome in, everybody, to Gambling with Good JuJu, where it's the All-Star break. So we only have a couple dozen bets per day going and are looking for entertainment elsewhere. That's right, folks. This week on Visiting Vegas with Good JuJu, we're talking with Vegas Pauly C, Vegas insider with all the tips, tricks, and stories to help us do Vegas right. But before we get to Pauly, announcement time. Jolly's moving on. We love him. He loves us. He stopped loving the podcast. RJ, would you like to pour a little out? It's okay. On these carpets, they're getting replaced soon. Yeah. We love you, Kurt.
Yeah, thanks for being a part of the show for so long. Appreciate that. It was a lot of fun. But we must maintain and move on.
Yeah. We're excited and pumped for the show to continue on. Nothing but good juju between us all. But we're excited for these next couple episodes and the lead up to our trip to Vegas for Bet Bash.
I am pretty excited.
I mean, in addition to Pauly this week, in 2 weeks, we're going to be talking with Corey Eyring. You can find him on YouTube at Corey Eyring. That's COREY_EYRING. Documenting his journey trying to build a bankroll throughout the year just to bet it all on one spin of a roulette wheel. All right, let's get to it. It's time for the Heat Check. Juice, there are no sports, so you randomly just sent me, hey, this is 90% done. I've built a website.
Bingo. Yeah, shout out Squarespace, future sponsor of the show. But I figured it was as good a time as any to finally launch the website I've been trying to talk you into doing for about a year.
First of all, how down has your bet volume been over the last couple weeks or even month?
Considerably down, yeah. Not only is it more challenging to get bets in because of my relationship with the sports books, but also there's nothing to bet on. Like baseball is absolutely for the birds.
Oh my God, it has not gone well.
I don't think I've won one summer league bet.
I was messaging our buddy Jeff.
Yeah.
The DGen Boost.
Sure.
And he went out of his way I went out of my way to tell him, you know what, bud? I love everything we're doing. I'm making money. I'm done betting player props in baseball.
Right. It's terrible.
It's over. I have not made money betting MLB now 3 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, the only thing that's been successful for me this year is the no run first inning, which is fun and over with and quick and profitable.
I know. I'm just randomly getting lucky.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm up. Well, no, there is. For the record, I do recommend juice bets. We're getting off topic. We launched a
website.
We launched a website.
Goodjujubets.net. Please check it out.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah. How much time did it take you to build it?
Oh my God, hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, I kind of know what I'm doing. So,
Right.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. I've built a website before, and it's taken me many, many hours to build a more rudimentary to build a bad website.
There you go. Yeah, no, I think it turned out really nice. We got all of the interviews we've ever done on there, and featuring some merch and a little bit more about the show. We got a photo shoot in at the old JCPenney. So yes, highlighted.
That was a story in and of itself.
Right, we'll get to that.
We're going to get to that?
If you say so.
We got to get to that. We go to JCPenney, and we show up for a 2:30 photo shoot, and as I'm walking in the store, I watch a young lady hurriedly walk out of the store.
Right.
And I go to the JCPenney counter for the photo shoot, and there's no one there. And then you show up, and Kurt was hanging out with us, and finally I go over to an old lady after waiting for 20 minutes for someone, and this old lady's like, I have no idea what to do. Let me call my lead. And so she calls her lead. So their lead is talking to me over the walkie through the old lady. And I'm just like, yeah, I got an appointment. Yeah, it's 20 minutes. And they're like, I'm sorry, but they're not associated with us.
It's like the person that runs the store in a shopping mall has any idea what to do with the photo booth.
Yeah, and so then they're calling around and trying to find someone, and we're hanging out like we're not complaining. We asked one question, and then they started freaking out. We were like, we can just leave. We don't actually care that much. Like, we're gonna leave if this doesn't get clarified in about 10 minutes here.
Well, the best part is, okay, we finally figure out like nobody's there to take our photo. So I'm like, let's just go in there and do it.
Oh, yeah. So after they all do that, we're like, perfect, Kurt, take our picture.
And he's like, how would we get them?
Yeah. Kurt's like, how would we get the photos? I don't know how to use a camera. We're like, Kurt, use your phone.
Yeah, right. It would have been an absolutely flawless production.
So we get in there and we're getting all ready, and Kurt's getting ready to take a picture with his phone. They're like, we found her.
Yeah, right.
They're like, it's like we're racing out of the back room, like walking up to the front, like, yeah, oh, great, perfect. Yeah, nothing going on here. So then she has us get in our pictures, and we don't know what we're doing. I don't know how I look. I have no idea what's going on.
He looks great.
I look terrible. I had a tan line on my forehead that was so obvious. They should have said immediately, you cannot take pictures without your hat on, bud. So I take those, and then we do the ones with the hats, and then we do ones where we're standing together, and she doesn't pose us at all. She's just like, okay, you ready?
There you go, click.
Yep. We're like, okay. And so we get the pictures, and we go out there, and she starts showing us the pictures, and you would think that based on our reaction of us just laughing out loud at how bad the pictures were, that she would pick up on it.
Maybe we do this again.
And I'm like, you know what? This is not going to improve. So this experience is over. Here's your money. We'll take our pictures. There were a couple redeemable ones that we put on the website.
Right. We were already agitated, and yeah.
But the best part is the next day, the manager of the JCPenney photo shoot place there calls me, and she explains to me, hey, I'd love to hear more about your experience yesterday. And I'm like, okay. But I feel a little bad because I know whatever comes out of my mouth isn't going to be good for the young lady.
Right.
And I didn't actually care. Like, I'm not trying to get anyone fired.
Right.
So immediately I'm like, okay, but okay. Like, I didn't know what to say. So she goes, what would you think of your visit overall? I was like, well, we had to wait a half an hour for the person to come. And so that kind of stunk.
Yeah.
And then she was like, yeah, I heard that. And she was like, and what'd you think of the photos themselves? And I was like, well, we weren't really given any direction.
Right.
So
to a couple of guys that need like overly directed.
Yeah, like I don't know what to do with you there, and that like we're not me and Christy. Like I'm not going to snuggle you in a picture.
Around each other.
You know, so it's like, how do you stand with a partner? And the first person didn't tell us, and so I kind of said, well, we weren't thrilled with them, and I was like trying to be like, but I don't know if that was us or the photographer. Like, I don't know whose fault this is. Like trying not to be the guy who's getting this lady obviously fired.
Right.
But she goes, okay, well, we'd like to offer you a free photo shoot in exchange of this. And I'm like, okay, well, when are you going to be there then?
Right, yeah. Great. Now we got to go do this again.
Yeah, Monday through Thursday. I'm like, okay, that'll be easy for my partner who works and for myself who has kids.
Yeah,
so
right.
yeah, we'll get there.
So stay
we'll call you
tuned.
back.
More
So-
photos coming.
Right, maybe.
Maybe.
If I remember to call her in whatever made up time frame she puts in her head for me to get back to her.
Or we have 3 very okay photos.
But the photos on there look okay.
Yeah, they look very okay.
Nah. They're not great.
Room for improvement.
Yeah. All right, let's
Fun
get to the
experience.
other thing. Yeah. All right, so obviously everything this week, we're talking Vegas here. I made 2 trips to the casino in 1 week.
Yeah, fantastic. Well done.
And I will tell you this, the second time that I went to the casino was without you, was without Kurt,
Yeah.
was with my wife
Yeah.
and my brother and his wife, and I didn't want to go.
But
No, we'll get to that.
okay.
The reason I didn't want to go is because, as excited as I am to go to Vegas, as excited as I am to live in a casino when I'm not in a convention while I'm out there,
Yeah.
I'm not the real casino guy here.
Right.
You are.
Right.
So I went once this week to celebrate Kurt's birthday
Right.
with you and Stevie and Kurt and myself.
Had a blast. And as we're walking out, we get the line, I never win at the Paradise.
Well, it's because I never do.
Right.
I had one memory of really winning there and double-digit visits.
Right.
More than double-digit visits.
Way more than double digit. Yeah.
So we're there. And first of all, I will say this, regardless of any trip there, the video blackjack machine on the second floor
Yeah.
is rigged.
Well, first of all, let me stop you there. Every game is rigged.
Yeah. The next time you see me make 14 consecutive hands in blackjack, I'll shit my pants and run around the casino naked.
Wait, you won 14 hands in a row?
No, I lost to the video blackjack machine 14 hands in a row. The dealer made 14 hands in a row, and my $40, plain $3 hands, just
That's extremely improbable.
right. So I go back the second time after I get this curb stomping.
Right.
I go, well, that can't happen again.
Now you're due.
Woo! I lose something like 15 out of 17 hands.
Jesus.
It's rigged.
Yes.
The video blackjack machine is just rigged.
Right.
Now, slot machines, totally fair.
Fair.
Totally
shake on
fair.
those.
Still love the slot machines. Got my butt hammered playing the first time with you. And anything, first of all, happy birthday to Jolly.
Yeah. Shout out Jolly Sam.
That was a really fun night out that we had with him when got ourselves some big wands.
Big ones.
That's what it was called,
I
right?
forgot about that.
We went to Big Wands. And Big Wands serves former comfort food in the Peoria area, but also just like
Tacos.
mini tacos that are like microwaved.
Right. From Costco.
They were good. I was happy, but
They
I
were
was
totally
really hungry.
Yeah.
And they were cheap, so that helped. But shout out Big Wands.
Shout
We
out
went
Big
there
Wands.
because it was new. And then we went to the Paradise after that.
Yeah.
And
Pretty serious session.
the Kurt story, he should be here for the record, just for this.
this, at
First
least.
episode, he's gone.
So-
You guys go play roulette.
Right.
You tell the story.
I absolutely love watching casino strategy videos on YouTube. And there's really none better than the Casino Quest guys. And they sit down and they got some craps ones and then they do roulette ones like nonstop because it's so easy. Because basically you just like make up a new 2 thing to bet on and bet on it until you lose your money.
Right.
So I watch them all and they're really entertaining because there's like, a little discussion and a back and forth and they crack jokes and it's hardly about the roulette system at all. But one of the more recent ones was called Fibonacci Hopscotch, which is great. And so it's like basically just 2 strategies put together and they both like coincidentally won during the session. And so I'm like, oh yeah, we cracked the code. No way this one loses. And so I go out and try it multiple times and I don't really remember the progression and the rules of the strategy. So I don't win either time.
Right.
So then I go back and diligently watch again. Like, okay, I got it now.
Right.
So then I explain it to Jolly St. Vic and he's so hyped to try it because he also believes in fool's gold.
Right.
Yes. And so we go out there and of course he buys in for half as much and bets twice as much as you should. Typical Jolly St. Vic fashion. It gets totally railroaded.
It was bad.
Yes.
I was in for part of it and
Yeah.
I felt bad. That was half of my decline or whatever that I lost that
you're
first
buying
night
that
with
night,
you
yeah.
guys went to that 10 minutes of horror
Yeah.
where it just every single time did not land where any of our stuff was. And then the worst case scenario, all the money's out there. This gets us back to even. One spin of the roll. We just need this to land, whatever, first or second, third, or something
Right.
like that. Either one.
2/3 of the board.
And what does it hit?
Right. Obviously, the other third.
No, dude.
Oh.
It hit green.
Oh my God! Yeah, talking about
it
it.
hit green.
And I dropped a dime. I'm like, hey, it's going to come up green, so I put $10 on it, and Kurt put $10 on it, and then you didn't put $10 on it.
You guys had money on that?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, you assholes. So what does that hit for you?
18-1.
Did that make up for how much? Did you make money on that?
No, I still was down.
You still were down.
But I walked away at that point. I was down like $20.
But you were down on that roll. That didn't cover what you had on the table, did it?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, you guys. I didn't know that part.
Yeah, I winked.
That's how he got money back into that game. I didn't even
Yeah.
understand how he got money back into that
Yeah,
game.
I winked at him. I'm like, hey, watch this. 'Cause it was like my last $10. So I put it on the green.
Oh, thanks for telling me. You've been hiding that from me this whole time, haven't
Right.
you?
You didn't realize we did that?
I
Oh,
had
that's
no
funny.
idea.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry about that.
So when I walked away from that table, that's when I walked over to the video blackjack.
So you played
Man.
video blackjack that night too?
Yeah.
Oh, my
That's
God.
when I
That's you
lost 14 in a row.
Jesus. And of course,
Look, I played like a total of 21 hands.
Yeah.
They let me play 7 hands back and forth before they took it all.
oh, wow.
Pretty nice of them.
Yeah. So wait, you lost 14 in a row though?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I took a picture of it.
Can I have that photo, please, for
I
the Instagram?
sent that photo to you.
Oh, did you really?
You're not paying attention to the
Ah,
things,
I'm
aren't
trapped
you?
And then the worst part is Steve's down there. Big Steve's down there playing the game we actually enjoy, craps, and totally rolling, making hundreds of dollars, and we're playing these other silly ass games.
So we go from blackjack, or we go from roulette to playing another table game for a first time ever. What was that?
First time ever sitting down at the baccarat table, and
Oh,
it's mini baccarat. And turns out, you sit down with a couple of your boys and play that silly game, and it's pretty fun.
You did find it fun.
Yeah, did you not find it fun?
I want to go play it in Des Plaines. Did
Oh.
you not see the full, big, huge baccarat room in the
They have
back
a
of the
whole
Bet
room?
Rivers Casino there?
No,
It's
All right.
special.
Well-
I'm pretty sure that they were smoking in there no matter what anybody said.
Oh, really?
I mean, look like that kind of a crew.
Love it.
It looks like somewhere we want to be. If you want to play baccarat, that's where we should really go.
Okay, I'm in. Yeah,
So you had fun with it.
I did. It was enjoyable. Like, yeah, I'm kind of weird, and I, played the strategy guide and the online simulators and tried to get a feel for the game. And I was super nervous about playing it because I don't really know the rules because they're kind of complicated. But in essence, you just bet, and then they give you cards, and they tell you if you won.
Banker or player, do you want to play the side game?
Yeah, and it was all fun and games until that other guy showed up and started playing against us.
Do you want to talk about that guy? Because he followed you around that casino, and that's the reason I went to the second floor, if we're being honest.
Oh, that checks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing worse than, hey, I remember you from school, guy. And you have no idea who they are.
And you don't believe that you actually knew him from school.
Well, I don't really remember anybody from school. So I won't hold that against him.
All right. So you go to that first time, and then I got to allude to this. So I go back the second time. I sit down at that video blackjack machine, go down $40 immediately, go, oh, this is awful. This is why I didn't even want to come this time, even though I got a free pass to come with my wife. Forget it. I'm just going to go do the one thing I want to go do, and that's sit at this slot machine. It's a slot machine I've always thought was lucky there. Get up there, put in my $40 or whatever, hit bang, bang. Third time I spin, shows up, boo, 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 all special, starts paying me out. I don't even know what's going on. It makes it go like 8 times, bah, 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 and just keeps stacking
Feature.
up.
Yeah.
Boom! I hit $150.
Oh, wow. Because this is the machine, but not the game.
Not the game. So
They
they
changed the
changed
game.
the software in the game. Is the best
But
I
it's
can
the
tell.
same spot in the casino.
Same spot in the casino, same machine that I
Yeah.
thought was lucky, even though I don't remember ever really winning on it.
Yeah. It's
And it
amazing. to
finally
me.
hit when I was at my lowest, when I was like, this is over.
This is it.
Yeah.
And then bounce back.
So then I'm like, hey, babe, look. All right, we're doing okay. I'm up. Here we go. I won this.
Right.
Let's go get you a drink at the bar and
Yeah.
hang out. So we go up there. We go to the video blackjack machine or the
Okay.
video poker machine.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
And
At
I
the bar top.
pumping $40 to that,
Yeah.
just like I did at the other one. And I hit max bet on this 10-handed jacks or better thing.
Yes.
And I thought max bet on these machines was like $5, and it was $12.50. And I was like, oh no, that's a lot of money.
Right. Because you tried to cruise with this $40 for the rest of the day.
Right. And then boom, I hit 3 aces.
Oh, baby.
Save those. Nothing comes, but then it racks it on all 10 of these hands. Like that
Oh.
initial hand, it re-racks it.
Did you get a 4 of a kind?
I got multiple 4 of a kind.
Oh, because you had wilds?
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. It kept playing the hand in different scenarios.
Yeah,
Doesn't
okay.
matter. Paid me out $80 profit.
Boom.
Cash it out after one. So I've literally engaged in 4 actions since I was down and won 150 and 80. So I'm like, all right, this feels pretty good. I'm feeling something now. Let's go wander around. My wife's now talking to my sister-in-law. I'm gonna go wander away. See my brother at a $10 blackjack table, sit down across from him, play for like 15, 20 minutes, boom, go up $75, walk away.
Crush.
What a night.
Yeah.
What a
Bankroll
night.
boost.
So now I'm excited to go to Vegas again.
Right. Hell yeah.
So let's do
Casino
this.
City.
Let's do this. All right, folks, on this week's episode, visiting Vegas with Good JuJu. On this episode, we're preparing for Vegas. That's right, folks. Juice will be in Vegas August 5th, and I'll be joining him on Tuesday, August 6th. Anyone out that week? Let's have some fun. Juice, give me a quick rundown here. What's your itinerary looking like?
Yeah. All right. So I'm going out the 5th, and I got 2 nights down at the Strip, which, is not really my forte per se, but gonna hit up my man, Liam the DJ. We're gonna go to dinner because you're getting in the next day.
Yes.
And then it's Bet Bash time, and we'll be downtown, and we'll be checking in for the festivities.
Okay, so that second night, are we staying downtown?
Yeah.
That first night I'm in town?
Yep.
We're going to stay at the Cal instead of staying at a nice place at Planet Hop.
Nice place, yeah. Well, you know how they get you. It's like, oh, you want your free play? You got to stay 2 nights. So I had to book 2 nights.
I just got to imagine by comparison,
The room
Planet
to room.
Hollywood to the Cal.
Yeah.
It's hilarious that we're like, yeah, no, we're just going to sleep in the Cal.
Well,
Because also, who cares? We're going to fall asleep whenever
Right.
we fall asleep.
It's gonna
We
be
just
4 in
need
the
a place to lay
morning.
our head.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Hopefully, this trip, not 4 a.m.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Maybe we
It'll be your first night.
Jesus.
So I got 2 first nights in a row, basically.
And you're going out with your buddy the first night.
Yeah,
So
of
maybe
course.
you'll be a little calmer.
Yeah, maybe so.
And if I come in with the right attitude of, I'm here for this other really exciting thing that starts tomorrow morning,
Yeah, tomorrow morning at 1 p.m.
maybe I'll go lay in bed and let my mind race.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
1 in the morning instead of 4.
It's going to be bonkers, you know that.
I'm going to get no sleep.
But yeah, like if you want to go down there, like let's go sleep in that room. Whatever, we got 2 rooms. Maybe we go down to the old El Cortez or no, the old Ellis Island.
Oh, you know what? I didn't get any promo offers for August. That's a bummer.
Oh, wow. Thank God that shout out to Paradise Riverboat Casino for hooking us up at the California.
Yeah. Circa gave me nothing. They gave me June, July, and then they gave me September, October.
Oh, they knew you were coming. They listened to the show.
They listen to the show. All right. We're really looking forward to immersing ourselves in a 3-day experience, learning more about the world of sports gambling and seeing where we might weasel our way in. For those attending, give our episode with Spanky a listen. Bet Bashing with Good JuJu. You can find it on any podcast You can find it on any podcast platform. You can now also find it directly on our website.
Yeah,
So
good
check it
to
out
website.
there. All right.
I might also say check out the GRP episode where we recap bet bashes of past.
Yeah.
A GRP, right? GRP wins.
Oh, yeah.
George Riley.
George Riley. George Riley Panagakis. We interviewed him. You might want to check that one out if you want to hear about his experience
Yeah.
at Bet Bash. I don't recommend replicating it.
Right. Well, it'll be hot dogs and the fats guy will be there. and
Yeah, you should
throw him
probably
out.
pay if you want to go. I don't know. But I'm excited to be out there. He's going to be out there this year. There's going to be a whole cast of characters.
Absolutely.
What are you most looking forward to?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Like I feel like it's going to be a little overwhelming.
So we're going to be talking here with Vegas Pauly C.
Oh yeah.
Outside of the conference,
Right.
any thoughts on what you want to be doing?
Great question. You know, usually I'm absolutely over prepared with a list of 75 things to choose from that I would like to do. And I feel like I'm going to make a much shorter list this time. And it's going to be like 4 things. And if we do one of them, that'll be fantastic.
I'm hopeful that we get guided on our evenings by friends we might make at the conference. You know, folks who are like, hey, I got an idea. Let's
go do this thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it might be craps and it might be Lord knows.
Right. And since our days are going to be so packed, we're going to be much more amenable to just being in a casino at nighttime.
Yeah.
So we don't need to plan for any excursion or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
That would be dumb.
That would be super dumb.
Like if I randomly get tickets offered to a show, I might go.
Yeah.
Like if it just happens.
Sure.
But like, I'm not going to try to go to one.
Right.
I haven't tried to do that ever
in the history of your... Yeah, right.
But like, who knows? Who knows? We're going to make friends out there. That's what we know.
Right, exactly. You've been to Vegas with your wife, right?
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah. You guys never went to a show? Putting you on the spot here.
I don't remember.
That one time we went and saw that comedian, that the girl begged us to go to the show at O'Shea's, and Jolly St. Vic heckled him until I was embarrassed and walked out. It all comes back to Jolly St. Vic.
I'm going to edit that out just so we don't seem so lonely without him.
Yeah. So yeah, no shows probably. Well, who knows? Maybe.
Well, what I'm saying is just the general vibe of if like someone's like, hey, you know, we got this thing, we got tickets.
Yeah.
You wanna go?
Let's do it. Yeah. I'm in. I'm totally
We're going to keep it totally wide open.
Yep.
I'm also interested to hear what Pauly has to say about how to do Vegas. So coming up next, anything else you want to chat about, or are we good?
I think we're good. Yeah, definitely hit us up if you're out there because we'd love to meet some people.
We're super excited. So up next, the one and only Vegas Pauly C. You can find Pauly on Instagram at Casino Comp Wallet or on TikTok at Vegas Pauly C. Good juju to your bets, everybody. We'll talk again soon.
Where are you guys from?
We're in Peoria, Illinois.
Yeah, so we're halfway between
you know
Chicago and St. Louis.
I reference Peoria all the time because my roommate in Vegas, the man behind the man, he had the first casino boat in the Paradise, PAR Paradise.
Yeah, that's our home shop.
So the man behind the man, who's a friend of mine in Las Vegas, he started that in 1990. He owned Big Al's. He owned Big Al's, which was a stripper bar over there.
Of course.
So you're telling me your roommate's the former owner of Big Al's?
Zaccarini?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Zaccarini?
No, he sold it. He sold it. That guy killed himself, didn't he?
He fell on ice and died, allegedly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's not what the man behind the man told me. But anyway, yes, Big Al, the original Big Al, his name is Dwayne. He started it with his brother in the early 80s. His brother was a Scientologist, and his brother said, look, I can't do this. This is bad karma. And he sold it to him with a ridiculous note, and he started that. But this is the fascinating part of the story I love to tell people. So someone got the gaming license, and it was Peoria was the first place the boat was going to go.
Yep.
And the guy that got the license was a napkin and straw distributor. And so what he did was he went to his 10 biggest clients that bought napkins and straws from him, one of which obviously was Big Al's. Yep. And so Dwayne ended up with 1/10 of that casino.
Wow. Is this all pre-Boyd?
Yeah, Boyd bought it.
It's all pre-Boyd. They sold it to Boyd for $175 million.
Yeah, and they were like looking for investors locally.
Right. They were looking for investors locally in 1990, and they got them, and he was one of the 10. That's why when you said Peoria, I said, wow, do these guys know Big Al's? What's the story there?
Right. So like people say, right. Never been.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
So yeah, people say,
well, let me ask you a question. What year did Big Al's shut down? Because I know the building got sold.
Big Al's is owned by Deja Vu now.
So they moved it. The city gave them a huge piece of property. They built an absolute mega strip club.
Okay. All right. So the name got moved. Small world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. Usually people say, oh yeah, if it plays in Peoria, that's how I know Peoria. Nobody's like, hey, I know the guy that started the casino.
Oh, he lived in that big luxury building. He had the top floor, that the luxury residential building, the tallest one in Peoria. He had quite the life over there. You know?
I almost feel like we got to get you to town now and like do a little tour.
Can you
Pretty
do
funny.
A segment at the Paradise with us? No,
I could get Dwayne out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
That'd be hilarious.
Seriously, I would say that people who ask me where I'm from and I tell them Peoria, Big Al's is a top 5 thing that they would mention. It's like, oh
but did they
have
live with the
Bradley.
owner? You know,
Right.
That's a first. That's a first for me.
Right. The first is, hey, I know the guy who started it.
Oh man, Steve is gonna love this story. Okay.
All right, let's get down to business. Pauly, we're coming to Vegas in 19 days. You own a taco shop? Is this a must visit for me? Let's start there. Is this a must visit?
I'll tell you something funny about the taco shop. So they came to me, they had a restaurant in their backyard. It kind of looked, you guys ever see the movie MASH or the television show MASH?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. That's exactly what the restaurant looked like. It was like a triage tent with food in it. And I never had the food, and I never knew I would even like the food. I'm used to eating Chipotle. I'm used to like the boring, bland food. And so I went in the backyard. I had already given them the 30 grand to start the thing. I had never even tasted the food. I was at the airport and I was doing a live show. And I had just landed in Las Vegas, and I'm talking on my phone and I'm telling them about the taco shop. And this is the way my brain works. I start to say, and the food is, wait a second. I never tasted the food. I gave them the money without tasting the food. So I'm not really capable of lying because the cadence of my voice completely changes and it becomes phony and it becomes very laborious. So that's the reason why I just bleed out all of my awful truths. And let me tell you something, I'm getting destroyed. Vegas is eating me alive. That's the God's honest truth. So I went there that night and I went there with my little girlfriend, Mahi. She's so cool. Her skin was designed by NASA. She can re-enter the atmosphere without burning up. I'm sorry, I have to do that. And I was like, oh my God, the flavor. So the bottom line is, as a cracker, as a gringo, I didn't know I needed this food. Like, I didn't know it was going to be something that was going to be so unbelievable. And now the God's honest truth is I desire it every 4 to 7 days. Like I have to have it once. If I'm out in Vegas, I have it once, twice a week. I have to.
Okay.
And I love it. I mean, it's so unique. The flavors are just so unique. But this is like the basis of my show. Is like, I see stupid things as like the Fontainebleau, stupid. You know what I mean? Like building it in 07 was stupid. Rebuilding it is stupid. The expenses there are ridiculous. Yeah. Like Bally's now got financed in Chicago with a 50% tax rate. Hey, if I remember from Dwayne, Chicago's 170 miles from you guys. Am I right?
Yeah, thereabouts. Yeah.
So anyway, so Bally's got financed in Chicago for $2 billion. So, I take the tax rate, which is 50%. I know what it costs to operate one of these places. It costs $1 million a day in payroll alone, for instance, at the Fontainebleau. It's going to be spending $1 million a day. If you're spending $1 million a day on payroll and you're taxed at 50%, that means that your casino, just to pay payroll, think about this, needs to take in the same numbers that Wynn Boston takes in, which is $60 million a month. It needs to take in as much money as like the most successful strip casino. Well, that's not really true because Wynn does $90 million a month. But it needs to take in what the Venetian Palazzo takes in.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right. Yeah.
Come on. It's a guaranteed fail. So GLPI lend the money at 8.5%. The market rate on bonds for Bally's is 12 or 13% because they're CCC rated bonds, which is one level above default. Like Bally's is close to default, but they still got financed in Chicago. But the reason I'm telling you this is I just see stuff for what it is. I see bottom line. I don't see all of the bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's basically what the Vegas Pauly C show is about. It's about not seeing the bullshit.
That's why
and when
awesome.
I'm wrong, I say, hey, I'm wrong. And we work it.
So bottom line, what are your favorite casinos in Vegas and who's doing it best?
The MGM Corporation is doing it best as a corporation from top to bottom. Yeah, now you have to realize to run a single property, for instance, to run the Venetian Palazzo, to run the Wynn Encore. I mean, I don't want to bring Resorts World into the conversation, so I won't for a second. But like to run South Point, although South Point is incredibly well run. To run a single property is like playing one note on the piano. You can get that note right. You can hit that C in the middle there. But to run a corporation is so incredibly complex and so difficult. And I don't know that there's another company on the level of MGM that gets it right the way MGM gets it right. So the number one corporate property, if you're looking for corporate, the number one corporate property is definitely MGM. The number one solo properties, if you're looking for a locals place, that's kind of a low roller joint where you're going to get incredible value and you don't mind being 4.5 miles from the strip, it's the South Point. Yeah. If you're looking for super high end luxury, I mean, the room rates now at the Wynn Encore, simply because of demand, are up to $600 a night. Wow. If money is no object, definitely the Wynn Encore. If you're looking for luxury that is close to the Wynn Encore, but at a price that you can afford, in other words, $240, $250 a night, then it's the Venetian Palazzo. So everything is dictated by what you like, what your price points are. Now, if I was a young guy coming to Vegas and I wanted to be in the middle of the strip and I wanted to have a great time and I wanted to drink and I wanted to party and I wanted to be a jackass, I'd stay at Treasure Island and I would drink at Senior Frogs for $50 all night long.
You stay there?
Right? And I would get drunk, and that's a great party place.
Yeah.
So it just depends on your age, what your proclivities are. Some people want to drink, some people don't want to drink. Some people want to gamble, some people don't want to gamble. It depends on what you want. So people ask me all the time, where should I stay? So there's no answer to that until you answer like 5 things that I need to ask you.
Right. You got to do a whole screening on the personality type.
What about your preferences for strip versus downtown?
Yeah, because you're pretty good friends like with the Plaza, right?
I actually, one of the only people in Las Vegas who actually talks to me, and it's a lot of credit to him. By the way, you should check out his YouTube, Jonathan Jossel.
Yeah,
someone did spend a day in the life of a CEO.
Yeah, I saw you in there. Yeah,
we saw it,
but I didn't know I was in there. Okay, you guys have to understand something.
That's funny.
He asked me to come down. This is the way Jonathan's kind of funny. So Jonathan says, "Come down and do a video on my bingo." Now I'm very, very honest. So watch what I'm about to tell you. Are you ready?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh shit! I got to do a video on Jonathan's bingo. How am I going to sell that? Bingo? I don't know about bingo. All right, you know what? Jonathan's so good to me. I'll go down. This is my thought process. I did not want to do that video because I just didn't think it was going to get any views. And I'm the biggest hoe in the world for views, right? I mean, that's what happens when you're in social media. It's like, I got to get the views. I got to get the views. You become like a fiend. Like I go for the views the same way I gamble compulsively, right?
Yeah, right. Okay.
I go in there and I go, here's Jonathan Jossel. He's the CEO of the Plaza. He introduces his guys to me. I scan them, whatever. I almost fell over. The video got like 300,000-400,000 views. And I was like, wow. Yeah. I so did not want to do that video and it killed it. There are times that I want to do videos and I think, oh, this is going to be the greatest video ever. Oh, Vegas Pauly C, you're such a genius. No, it gets nothing, which goes to show you that you just don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm down there running around like a lunatic. I've had my coffee. I'm in the casino environment. Jonathan's, around. And I'm thinking to myself, and this is the way my brain works. Like, what can I do for the Plaza while I'm down here? Let me get another video while I'm here, whatever. They have some great games there. So I'm running down the hallway like a lunatic because I've lost my mind. And Jonathan's standing there with that videographer who did a day in the life of the Plaza. And they stopped me for a second. They started asking me questions. I go, blah, 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 blah. And I go on with my life. This is a true story on my mother, who's been in the ground since 2009. He says to me, someone says to me, there's a video of Jonathan up. It's really good. So I go and this is my life. This is what keeps me going. I go and I watch the video and watching the video, I'm like, wow, this is so good. This guy did a really great job. And this was the CEO to do it with. And I loved it. And all of a sudden I see myself and I'm like, oh my God, nobody told me I was in it. Jonathan didn't tell me I was in it. The videographer didn't make me sign anything. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So when you guys say I'm in it, but I have to laugh because
you didn't even know you were in it when you started watching it?
No idea.
That's fantastic.
No idea. Because I'm a little face blind. But I'll tell you the way people's brains work. I'm gonna give you guys some old man advice. Everything in life is about projection. So everybody thinks that I'm out in Las Vegas, that I'm sponsored, that I'm making money, that people are paying me to do this, they're paying me to do that. So Miles to Memory, they have a YouTube channel. They're very good. They're two guys. They really know Vegas. They're really, really good at what they do. They mentioned that video and they said, oh yeah, Vegas Pauly C makes a cameo in there, whatever. That's the way it works. He's sponsored and he has his sponsorships. And I'm like, right now I'm sitting in New York and I'm thinking to myself, where are my sponsors? Like, I don't get $1 from anybody. Like, where are my sponsorships? You know what I mean? Like, people automatically think that because I'm in that Plaza video that Jonathan's paying me.
We got to get him sponsored.
I would love to get sponsored by a casino, but if I got sponsored by, like right now, I'll let you guys in on something. So right now I'm talking to Norwegian Cruise Lines, but this is the way the conversation goes with Norwegian Cruise Lines. I can't come on your boat unless you stand on the A6 on blackjack and have decent rules. Like, I won't go on a boat that's paying 6 to 5 blackjack.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Because I can't go to my audience. In fact, I changed my profile the other day to advocate for better casino odds. It says I need to gamble for medical reasons, which is the truth.
Yeah.
And then I put another line there, advocate, because I'm trying to figure out, like, what the hell am I doing in my life? But that's really what I'm doing. So we had 4 cruise lines that are talking to us. I don't know how many people are going to show up on my cruise. Maybe it's going to be 6 people. I don't even know. But I can't bring people on a casino cruise and go, come on my cruise, and then pay them 6 to 5 on blackjack.
Yeah, let's gamble.
Are there no cruise lines out there that are paying 3.2?
Well, I got one.
All right, we'll stay tuned on that.
I got one, but it wasn't just that. This is the level of jackass I am. You got to stand on the A6 also, because I hate that rule where the dealer draws on the A6.
Yeah.
I lost $3,000 the other day playing a game where someone drew out on the A6 where I already had an 18 or a 19 and they should have been stuck on 17. So the guy that's putting together the cruise said, look, Vegas Pauly C, you're not going to get everything you want, but I can get you stand on the A6 and I can get you 3-2 on blackjack. There's 4 major cruise lines and this is the best we're going to do. I said, okay, I can deal with that. But
so are you going to be on it for an entire cruise?
Okay, here's the other thing about my career that you need to know. This is important. I've had 10 to 15 people come to me with deals where we talk for weeks at a time.
Yep.
And then they just ghost me and I never hear from them again.
Fizzle. Yeah.
We know that.
that may very well be the case with the cruise.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, good luck. Good luck with the deal. That sounds fun.
We've had 2 meetings and I want you guys to know something. This is important. I am a total failure in Las Vegas. Like I have not made a penny. I'm just out there entertaining people. The town is eating me alive. At one point, I was up 15 pounds. Now I'm only up 8 pounds. I lost my abs. I lost my money. I'm losing. It's the town eats you alive.
Yeah.
Are you loving it
or
not? Do you love it or not, even though it's eating you alive?
I love. It's like a drug. It's like sticking heroin in your veins. The narcissistic adoration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
understood.
I was in this basement until I was 57 years old, not talking to anybody. I never got any girls. I was never cool. I was always a nerd. I was always awkward. Now I'm at the Mirage, right? When they were doing that when they were closing up like 5 days ago.
Yeah.
It's person after person after person comes running over to me and says, Vegas Pauly C. And I'm like, it's a drug.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys straight out. If it ever happens to you, you're going to be like, especially if you're really an awkward / not really happening guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It becomes even more like, it's like finding out you could hit the curveball at 60. You understand? Or the fastball.
It seems like you hold your own in the nightclubs. I mean, I've seen a couple of videos of you in the DJ booth and the pool.
Listen. That is the funniest thing in the world. For 20 years, I gambled at the Wynn. In fact, in 2019, on one trip, I lost $80,000. I went there with my little girlfriend. She was not happy. So I've lost between $300,000 and $400,000 at the Wynn. My best guess is $300,000. And I've walked by XS nightclub probably hundreds of times, going back and forth between the Wynn and in my mind for 20 years was, I wonder what it looks like in there. Obviously, I will die without going in there ever because I'm never going to spend the money on bottle service. And first of all, they're not even going to let me in. So if I go to the door, I mean, you got to understand something. I went to the Tunnel, which was a nightclub in 1995 in Manhattan. It was on the West Side. Yeah. And I went with 3 other girls. So it was me and 3 girls. And I still didn't get in.
Oh, my
gosh.
No.
Wait, can I tell you a funny story about Dre's? Real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this is one of my favorite Las Vegas stories. You guys are going to love this.
Okay.
When it happened, it hurt so bad. But the way my brain works is when something hurts so bad, like 20 minutes later, I got a funny story because I got to make comedy out of pain. That's how I deal with my life. So there's a 24-year-old kid. He's a promoter at Dre's. He's so cute, this kid. And he contacts me, DMs me on Instagram and says, Vegas Pauly C, will you come to Dre's later? I'm like, sure. I've never seen Dre's. I had just recently seen the XS nightclub. Why not? I'll come down to Dre's.
And can we clarify for the audience, where is Dre's?
It's okay. It's on the roof of the Cromwell in Las Vegas. It's very similar to the Encore Beach Club, except it's like 12 stories in the air.
Okay.
It's got a beautiful view. It's got pools outside. It's a happening club. It's got the best music because it's like modern hip hop. It's great music. It's really a happening place. I got to be honest with you. I mean, it's my favorite club. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, maybe the Wynn Encore Beach Club is, but whatever.
Right.
So I love this story. So the kid is there and the place hasn't opened yet. So I say, okay, I forgot his name. He's so cute. I should know his name, whatever. So he goes up on the roof and I say, let's do the video. I like to get my work out of the way. I want to get my work out of the way. I'm not there to party. You don't know me, so you have to take my word for this. I'm not out in Vegas glomming bottles. I'm not out in Vegas glomming meals because I want to weigh 158 pounds because I'm ripped, and that's the one thing I have going on for me is I got the abs and whatever. So I don't really want to lose that. So I'm not out there doing that. So I take him upstairs to the roof. I do the video. He stands there. He's so cute. I put the video up. It's got 100,000, 200,000 views. It's really, really working. And I have every intention of doing another video. So I go downstairs and I'm going to meet my friend over there who's probably more unhappening than me, if that's even possible.
Okay,
so
fair
my
enough.
friend shows up there. So you have two guys downstairs and we're both like totally not happening, right? And we're waiting on the line. And the promoter, the 24-year-old promoter, now remember, he invited me as an influencer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm standing there with my friend who's as unhappening or more unhappening than me. The promoter is standing there, and I'm waiting to go upstairs to do my second video because I have every intention in my mind of now doing a video of the main club. And the podium manager, that's his name, that's his job. You know where this is going. He looks at me and my friend, and he says,
"Hey, no way.
There's no way that I'm letting these two jackasses into this place." I will tell you, I'm pretty certain I challenge anybody in the world to be invited someplace as an influencer and to be so uncool and unattractive that they can't get into the place.
So did you clarify?
You guys have never heard a story like that before.
No, absolutely not.
So you got
I got invited as an influencer, but I couldn't pass muster to get into the club.
Oh,
Is that unbelievable?
Fantastic.
Did you
Only
eventually
in
get
Vegas.
in?
I never got in. They told me no, get lost.
Oh my God.
What do you think I was going to do? So
Yeah.
I have to tell you about my mother for about 10 seconds. So when something would happen to my mother like that would end up working for her, she would say, "Works for me." So it was 10, 11 o'clock at night. I was exhausted because I had run around all day long. I kind of was happy to get the out because I was so tired. The last thing I wanted to really do was go up there and do another video. So as I left, I said, "Works for me." But I want you to know, because I'm very honest, it hurt like a bitch when it happened. You know, to have someone look at you and say, yeah. And that's why I never tried to get into clubs. I mean, I got rejected at the tunnel in 1995. I know who I am. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know who I am. So when you bring up clubs, it's something that I shy away from.
Yeah.
You know, but that's my favorite.
That's
my favorite. By the way, that's my favorite Vegas story as an influencer.
That's
a gem.
Yeah.
That's an unfortunate one as well. But
thanks for sharing.
Hilarious.
Listen, I don't know what you guys' social media is, but if you can grab that story and put it on like Instagram, that'd be funny. And then tag me, and I'll put it on my Instagram, and I'll drive traffic to you guys.
Yeah, we'll send it over to Dre's.
That really works when you do that.
Yeah.
All right.
My Dre's story. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Pauly, we're gonna be downtown this whole week that we're in Vegas. Can you give us any tips or trips, any recommendations?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Never mind. You guys know that I had a great relationship with the circuit, but then I jerked off my toes and I got in trouble in the bathroom. You guys know that story?
I know that story. Yeah.
Okay. But that being said, the circuit's pretty amazing. Where are you guys staying?
So we're staying at the Cal.
We're staying at the Cal because it's a Boyd's property, so we get to stay there for free.
Okay, yeah, because you guys already gamble. Yeah, I understand that. Listen, Boyd is a great run company.
Yeah.
You know, what happens with me is like I'm always attacking Bally's, the Fontainebleau resorts, and I never get to talk. In fact, I did a video about how great Red Rock stock was at one point, and now it's up 20%. But whenever I talk about how great properties are, I get no views.
Yeah.
So, you know, you end up with it bleeds, it leads kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But Boyd is a great company. They really know what they're doing. In fact, I hope that they get Penn National because Penn National doesn't know what it's doing. Circa is a great place. The other great corporation that really knows what it's doing, Red Rock Resorts. If you guys want to see a property that is mind-blowingly beautiful, in fact, I'm always on my show talking about, and I love this about my show, I'm like, oh, I don't know who the architects are for Red Rock, but wow, these guys really know what they're doing. Wouldn't you know it that one day I run into the architect from Red Rock and he tells me the story. I swear to you. And he tells me the story how Red Rock is inspired, and I can never remember this. The name of this house is a house in California that's an unbelievable architectural beauty. Do you guys know the NBA fan who's like 80 years old who goes to every NBA game?
Yeah. Where's the
really old guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Red Rock is inspired by his house in California.
Wow.
And it's absolutely gorgeous. So when you bring up Boyd, immediately it's like, I love Boyd. I think they're fantastic. They really, you know, it's not easy to run a corporation like that.
We have local beef with them.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Well, look, they're on the East Peoria. They're on the across the river on a boat, and we're Peorians. And on our side of the river, there's this huge open green space.
We're waiting for them
downtown.
to move.
They got approval to if they wanted to build a land-based casino, which they couldn't do, which is why they originally went on the boat, now they can build a land-based casino, and we're just sitting here going, hey, save Peoria here.
Right.
How
Let's do
awesome
this.
would it be if you
no
put it?
marginal return? That's one of the problems.
Yeah.
That's why Wynn doesn't build on the property across the street. That's why a lot of things get held up. There's no marginal return for them. So they're only doing $4 million in that boat. And the reason I know they're doing $4 million is because, I talked to Dwayne about it. When Dwayne sold it, it was doing $22 million. So then I went and I looked, and they're only doing $4 million. I mean, it just doesn't justify.
Yeah, fair.
They don't do anything though. It's
Right.
just penny slots and a couple table games, and there's not a whole lot going on there. I mean,
Well, you have how many casinos in Chicago? 15?
yeah.
Yeah.
But we only have
that's
one within until you get to the Quad Cities.
Yeah,
an
hour away.
hour and
Yeah.
a half.
Well,
So,
they're doing it based on gross. If they're only grossing $4 million, it's only $130,000 a day. The cost to run these places, like earlier in the conversation, the payroll and the electric bill and the property taxes.
Yeah.
Casinos are dying on the high. Nobody's really built a large casino that's worked recently.
Right.
do you have any tips for like when you're in these casinos to interact with hosts or anything like that? Because it seems like when we go to Vegas, we always have this vision of, we're gonna get comped by gambling and all this stuff.
get a
And
free
Remind me
meal
of the
at
movie
least.
Swingers. Remember in Swingers?
Yeah, right, exactly.
we never get anything. Do you have any advice for how we can get comped or anything like that?
Well, what games do you guys play?
Craps is number one.
Craps.
Okay, so craps is a tough game to get comped at because the Theo rate is not that high.
Right.
Now, I don't know whether you watch my show or not, but I always tell people pass line and come bets with full odds.
Yeah.
So if you're playing pass line and come bets with full odds, you're not going to get comped until you're playing to probably at least 5,000 on the table, maybe 10,000 on the table.
Yeah, well, that ain't happening.
Even if you're gambling downtown, we're going to be.
Well, what kind of
downtown.
bankroll do you have?
I'll probably walk up with between 3 and 5, depending on how it goes.
100 or 1,000?
5K.
Oh, okay.
3 or
So
5,000. 3 to
you'll
5K.
totally get comped downtown.
Yeah,
Where are
okay.
you missing comps? Okay, so listen, I'm not telling you this because I have a relationship with Jonathan.
Yeah.
I tell you, everything is based on the math. In fact,
Yeah.
I'm always trying to twist Jonathan's arm to change the blackjack down there, which hopefully we'll do in the future. But
It's not 3-2?
He does have 3-2, but I'd like to do
Okay.
some other things.
Yeah,
I'd
fair
like to
enough,
put in. I'd like to put in some other things that you'll see or you won't see, depending on how successful I'm. But he has 10 times odds craps. So when I play craps downtown, I play it either. There's only two places I really play: are Plaza and El Cortez.
Okay.
So I play with Jonathan because I have a relationship with him. But they have 10x craps there. So you'll have a lot of fun if you buy in for $3,000 down at the Plaza and you bet $10 on the line and take 100 odds. You're probably going to get a lot of play out of that.
Yeah, okay.
Although, you guys want to hear a funny story?
Yes.
So I say to Jonathan, can I play on the live on your craps? He says, yeah, we'll set it up, come by, whatever. So I get there at whatever, we get a time, I play, I'm the only person at the table, I set up my camera. This is a true story. So not only is it a true story, but it's on YouTube, so you can watch it.
Okay.
I buy in for $5,000. I'm playing $25 past, $25 come. I'm taking $200 odds on the $25.
Mhm.
23 numbers up and down. Not one number hit.
Oh, come on.
So of course, what I want to know is, by the time I got to the 22nd or the 23rd and I was basically out of money, I said, I sure hope I don't start hit one or two now because this is a great story. I'd rather have the story because I know I'm never going to come back. So in my mind, I know the odds of hitting a number is somewhere in the 60-something% because, you have the 6, the 9, and the 10, right? So I say to myself, what is 0.6 to the 23rd power? I'm going to get a rough idea what the odds are against this. So in my mind, I say, this is a 200,000 to 1 event, right? It's less than that because I'm overestimating. We actually went to the Wizard of Odds. You guys know the Wizard of Odds?
Sure.
Yes.
We went to the Wizard of Odds and we said, what were the odds of this happening to Vegas Pauly C? It was 159,400 to 1.
Oh my God. Wow. I hope he bought you a steak dinner.
He does buy me a steak dinner. I go to Oscars all the time.
Yeah, I love that place.
So does the video where you get absolutely wrecked do well? Do you get a lot of views on those videos?
I make no money.
Oh,
my daily YouTube money is $2.
Oh man.
I make $2 a day on YouTube.
Yeah.
We got to find you a sponsor. I think that's the thing
That's our takeaway on this.
Yeah. Our takeaway is we're going to
Right.
Vegas Pauly C find a sponsor.
Absolutely.
I'm too dangerous. My mouth is too big.
Right. Danger.
Okay. Do you have any other advice? Anything for Vegas? We're going out in a couple weeks, Pauly. Do you have any advice for us to make our trip out there a little bit better?
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you play the pass of the come, or are you playing around with the place bets?
No, normally I'm betting the 6 and the 8 until I get wrecked and then I walk away.
Yeah, but why would you do that? Okay, so the cost on place and come is 80% less than the 6 and the 8.
The thing
The
is,
6 and the 8 is 1.52%. 10 times odds is 0.002. So
Right.
you're paying 7 times to 8 times as much to bet the 6 and the 8. Forget about that.
Yeah. The problem is the 10x odds. That's where you're getting me out of my comfort range.
Okay, but how much
on my
do you bet
wagers?
how much do you bet on the 6 and the 8?
I'll drop. It depends on how I'm rolling, but I'll start off with 12 on the 6, 12 on the 8.
Yeah.
And then if it goes well, I'll build off of there in increments of 6.
Press it. Yeah.
Okay, but even if you do 10 with triple odds, you're still 1/3 the cost.
Okay. So even with triple odds, you're still recommending that?
Yeah, you're 1/3 the cost. So it's 1.52% on the 6 and the 8.
I think, like you said in the video,
if you bet $10 with triple odds, it's less than 0.5%.
it's such a good bet in the casino. They don't even put it on the table. Right? Isn't that what? Yeah.
I did a video. Yeah, I did a video on that.
Okay,
I mean, listen,
okay. What about outside of gambling? Is there anything worth doing in Vegas that isn't gambling?
it depends on your brain chemistry. But one of the things that I enjoyed the most in Las Vegas was going to Hoover Dam and taking the tour.
Okay.
And going down into the bowels of the dam and seeing the turbines.
Yeah.
And it was
How far is that?
constructed from 1931 to 1935. And it's all marble and terrazzo floors. And it's just incredibly splendid. Really, it's amazing.
How far?
And then maybe walking across the Pax-Hillman Bridge. And there's, I don't know what you guys like or don't like, but there's a park called Floyd Lamb Park that's 20 miles north of the Strip. They have peacocks walking around. Have you guys
neat.
seen that?
No, that sounds fun.
Peacock.
And then a mile and a half from downtown Las Vegas. And nobody knows about this. In fact, I got to do another video of it. A mile and a half from downtown Las Vegas is the old Mormon Fort and Museum. It's the very first. You guys know about this?
I do.
Oh
I
my
know,
God,
I
really?
know how Las Vegas was settled.
Oh,
Right.
I've done the whole history.
Okay, so
but
that's
you can
worth seeing.
actually go to the old Mormon Fort and see
Yes.
the building that they lived in 1857.
So Vegas was settled by Mormons initially.
Wow,
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, I'm doing that for sure. If it's a mile and a half from where
It's a mile and a half, and I think it's only $5 to get in or something like that.
Oh,
And they have a really
fantastic.
cool museum
And
and
then
the history.
they actually had to abandon it because they were so cut off from everyone that
too
they
far.
weren't able to get it all. And then it got resettled later when springs were discovered or something like that. Am I doing this right, Pauly?
Yeah, you want to hear something funny though?
Yeah.
So there's a piece of land. So when the Circa got built, there was a piece of land. It's 24 Fremont. And Derek Stevens needed this piece of land. It's 1/12 of an acre. It's 0.08. So in 1902, land was $30 an acre downtown in 1902. $30 an acre. So this piece of land, let me tell it the right way. This piece of land in 1902 cost $3. You hear that number?
Yep.
Derek Stevens had to pay $13 million for this piece of land. So something went from $3 to $13 million over 120 years. Yeah.
Well,
it's the most, and I don't understand this about Derek, but Derek doesn't really talk to me. He never did. If I was Derek, so this land, if you think about it, it was $13 million for 1/12 of an acre. So if you do the math on that, it comes to like $160 million an acre.
Yeah.
Right.
If I own, he owns that long bar inside of the Circa.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you have a plaque up that this is the most expensive piece of real estate in the history of Las Vegas?
Oh my God! Of course. What was
He
it?
doesn't
What
even
was
address it.
What was it that he was missing? What was there that was?
He was missing
not
a
already-
1/12 of an acre was in the way of the building.
What was sitting there though? Was something sitting there?
I think it was just an alleyway.
Oh my God! Yeah.
So the guy that sold it to him, here's more of the story. The guy that sold it to him owns the world's largest gift shop on the corner of Sahara and Las Vegas Boulevard.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
He did a 1031 exchange. And I know his name, but I'm so name blind also.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
24 Fremont. Right now, I think there's the bar, the outside bar. But you can find it. Just put 24 Fremont into your Google Maps when you're on Fremont and just look at it and you'll see it. It was a tiny little piece of land.
That's great.
The real estate in Las Vegas fascinates me.
Yeah.
Because
across the board, like from personal, residential to commercial.
Everything. It's so insane. And everything is priced for this is going to be worth billions one day. So if you go to buy like an acre in Henderson, it's over $1 million. You know what I mean?
Wow.
There's land down up in the mountains, right as you start to go over the mountains to go to Pahrump.
Yeah.
$8 million for a lot, that like someday is going to be something. It's bizarre. I do real estate all the time. I found a really cool real estate broker out there, and she takes me to expensive houses. So there's the really neat stuff. Like Lake Las Vegas is really cool. Listen, here's a good thing to do. If you have time and if you have half an hour to kill, and if it's a nice day and maybe the temperature is not too ridiculous, go to Lake Las Vegas at sunset and have a little drinky poo over by the lake at the Westin where the football players stayed. Unbelievable hotel. There's a video on my page.
Okay.
It's the Westin, and it looks out at the lake. It's probably one of the prettiest places in Las Vegas. Yeah. And then in the town, the prettiest place to drink is the Parasol Bar at the Wynn.
Okay.
I appreciate those on the North Terrace.
I'm gonna pass on the sunset drinks with you.
Yeah, you're gonna hold hands.
Another great place to go outside. Oscar's patio is really nice, also.
Yeah. Okay. We had dinner at Oscar's last year when we went. Yeah,
we did have dinner at Oscar's.
Did you see the patio outside?
I looked out there, but we sat like right on the big table right by the window heading out to Fremont.
Yeah, you wanted to have a casino experience.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fantastic. Shout out to them.
Yeah. I forget our waiter, but it's like the Nick, the waiter. Yeah, we had Nick. Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, can I just tell you real quick why I love Jonathan?
Yeah, please. Yes.
Because he does stuff like this that I never would have thought of. When he bought the plaza, Oscar Goodman was the mayor, and Oscar Goodman said to him, "Your hotel casino is garbage. Tear it down. I want it knocked down." You can go and you can Google this. Instead of Jonathan getting upset, he looked at Oscar. He befriended him. They became great buddies. The guy that wanted his hotel torn down, the mayor of Las Vegas, he became friends with him on such a level that they're partners in Oscars. Can you imagine coming into a town and a guy saying, "Take your hotel down. It's garbage. Knock it down," to now they're partners. And not only that, but Jonathan has them do something called the Oscars Dinner Series, which is like every 2 months. Oscar Talks.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And I'll tell you this straight out because I'm very honest. I got invited to it. I said, "Oy vey, I got to go down to Oscars and listen to an 84-year-old man talk," right? I couldn't have been more of an asshole. I couldn't have been more wrong. He's the most fascinating guy in the world. He sits there for 40 minutes and tells you all about Vegas mob stories, and you're like, "Oh my God." It was the quickest 40 minutes of my life.
That's fantastic.
It was so good that I was dreaming about it afterwards. That's how good it was.
So you're saying we should target Oscar Goodman for the show?
Oh, yeah, get him on the
show. If you can get him, forget it. I mean, he's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. But in other words, the reason I love Jonathan is, like, Jonathan came to town, someone attacked him, and now they're like buddies, and now they do a history thing.
That is
next level.
I ran into him on the casino floor. He was like picking up a drink at a slot machine, and I'm just like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he's like,
"It's
hey,
unbelievable."
Welcome to the plaza. I'm like, "I love your show. Thank you for putting out content. That's so cool, and thanks for having us." Because we stayed at the plaza last year, actually.
Yeah,
it was a great experience.
Amazing.
Yeah.
If Vegas had all CEOs like him, the town would be 1,000 times better.
Sure,
it just would be.
Yeah,
I agree. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Before we let you go, is there anything else, Pauly, that you'd like to toss out there? Any other thoughts, final thoughts for us?
Something not to do? Go? We didn't cover that. What should we
avoid?
I avoid the slot machines. They're just absolutely terrible. I ran into some professional slot players when I was out there last time, and I was having a conversation with them. These guys actually comb the machines, and they pick up all the bonuses.
Yeah.
And they make about $400 an hour, which is mind-blowing. They were so smart, they were doing telepathy. But they were telling me about the returns on the machines now. It's way down into the 80s. Why would you put $1 in to get back 88 cents? I mean,
yeah. Okay, I see you looking at me, RJ.
Yep.
I do like.
It's not worth it.
Look, I like a group slot pull. I like the feeling of getting a few people together. We each throw in a small amount of money, and we all have fun. And
you like the camaraderie. I understand.
Yeah, that's the fun of it. I don't expect to really win. The whole sitting at a machine by myself for multiple hours, I've done once or twice in my life, and it's always been a nightmare.
Zoning out. Yeah.
You just like zone out, and you get trapped in a zone, and you can't do anything.
You got to hit the little monkey with the bat. And get the coins.
So I agree with you. Avoid the slots, stick to the table games. We're going to be out there in a couple weeks. We're excited. Pauly, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, this was fun.
You can, for the audience out there, you can find Pauly on Instagram at Casino Comp Wallet or on TikTok at Vegas Pauly C. He's putting out great content. As you can hear from the interview today, he's a lot of fun. He's got a high energy, and the posts that are out there are definitely worth your time. So everyone check him out on the socials. Thank you once again, Pauly, for joining us. Good juju to your bets, everyone, and we'll talk again next week.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Vegas Pauly C.